welcome. Now we've got a name, we can say welcome to the... I've forgotten it.
Camera Shy.
Welcome to the Camera Shy podcast.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. It's been good to have you on so far. So yeah, basically, do we say Ali or Alex?
Alex. I feel like business-wise, I go by Alex, and then undercover, I'm Ali. It's like
undercover.
It's like the name my friends and family kind of call me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Right. So
So
Alex,
for you, Alex.
yeah. So Alex from Luna Linx, as we know you, business owner, powerful lady. So what was your history in the creative industry?
So, oh my gosh, do I go all the way back to the beginning? So when I did college, I did media, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I kind of coasted through college a little bit, and then a apprenticeship came up for marketing, and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. It was all like SEO and social media based, and I was like, I have no idea what this is, but it sounds really fun. And most of my friends wanted to go to uni, and I just wasn't really interested. I wanted to start working. So I got into working for a marketing agency at like a super low level. And I was managing like very small local Essex businesses, social medias, and creating like graphics. This is like 2014. So you can imagine the kind of graphics they were back then. But started off that way and just worked my way up for 5 years in that agency.
Yeah.
To
All
the point.
Essex based?
What, client based?
Or like the company that you were working with?
Yeah, I was with the same company for 5 years. I was really enjoying it there. So I worked my way up to being an account manager, which is a completely different job role, a lot more stressful because there's so much more responsibility. But yeah, I liked working in an environment where the roles are so diverse, because in an agency, like every day is completely different. And then I joined a different agency, which is where I met my partner now, again as an account manager. And then COVID made me redundant, so I went freelance, and I'm still doing freelance marketing work now on the side of running my jewellery business.
Awesome.
So quite a long story, but
yeah. How do you find knowing like kind of both sides? So you've obviously got your marketing head on when you're looking at your business, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's
probably really helpful.
Well, you say that, but it's actually really difficult to look at my business with like a really, what's the word? Like
objective lens.
Yeah, objective lens, because I'm so like emotionally attached to it. A lot of people say that, oh, it must be really easy for you to do marketing for your business, but marketing and running a business are so separate, and they're so different and completely different skill sets. So while I feel like I'm a competent marketer, running a business is like so difficult, and I'm learning to this day. It's like, it's crazy how much stuff you got to learn.
Yeah, exactly. Like
at least you got the marketing, but
yeah, at least I got one thing in the bag.
Yeah.
at least you got marketing in the
I've
bag.
had a few sales. We're doing okay.
Yeah, it's all the admin and stuff. Like I thought just getting a place to house everything, like the studio, would be, it's like that's a simple step, but it's not. It's like really complicated. Like every level up you take.
What, running the studio?
Yeah, because I thought all these different bits that I do, stick it all in one place. That'll be easier because then just look after the one thing. But now it's like I've got like
everything in one place. Yeah. I think for me, it's like the cash flow aspect of things. Like I've never had to manage money in that way before.
Yeah.
And
Are
prior,
you limited?
I was, and now I've gone back to just being like a sole trader because it's so much less of a headache.
Yeah.
I made myself into a limited company because I was like, I kind of want to like secure the name and, you know, build for the future.
Yep.
And then all of the tax stuff and all of the like businessy bits just put me off. So I was like, actually.
Were you doing that as well?
Yeah, doing it all
Yeah.
myself.
Yes.
I do all my own taxes. I do them properly. But yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot.
But yeah, just managing money and understanding like what moves to make, when to make them is really difficult. Yeah.
Because like you'll get like loads of invoices come in at one point and you'll be like, I'm rich. And then it'll be
And
like,
you're like, oh,
buy a machine, do this, like,
See ya.
And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, exactly. But there's no real expenses when it comes to my marketing work, but with the jewellery business, that is all just based on buying in inventory.
Wow.
So that's the bit that I struggle with the most, but learning progress.
Yeah, because obviously you've got to have it in stock to be able to sell it, right?
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
it's interesting because I've never had a product, like it's always been a service thing.
Yeah.
I suppose in a way what we do could be considered a product, like you can product it up and sell it in that way, and I probably should, to be fair.
Like packages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then like you're selling a physical thing. But how do you find working, well now obviously your business is you because you're a sole trader now again.
Yeah.
But how do you find managing your life and that around your business?
I actually feel like I've nailed that, because I struggle saying this as well, because sometimes I get like a negative reaction to it, but I don't really feel like I work very hard, and that's a choice that I've made. No. I don't want to be someone that's like grinding and working really hard. Like I've really managed what I do in my time so that I don't have to work like super hard, because I'm someone that gets drained quite easily, and I've experienced burnout so many times, especially like in more of like a corporate role. So I was like, that's what I don't want to experience being self-employed. So, I mean, in terms of like the question, how do I manage it? I kind of just decide on the day what I fancy doing and how much work I fancy doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good answer or not, but that's the kind of way that I work, and I haven't experienced burnout since. I'm like, cool, I'm just going to carry on doing this.
If it's working for you, then there's no point in that.
Yeah, I feel like there's this whole culture of like, it's like hustle culture, isn't it? It's like if you're self-employed, you wake up, you grind, you start at 8, if you've got to work the late nights to get going, and it's like, sure, I mean, there are benefits to that, especially if you want to like take off super quickly, but I've been working more like holistically as well on trying to attract more of what I want without having to exert so much energy.
Working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah? I'd say that's my philosophy.
And when you say holistic, do you mean in approaching everything, or actually like?
Yeah, approaching everything. Like, so I've worked with a coach, or like a mentor, and that's been like life-changing for me. So that really goes into like spiritual stuff. It goes into like your past and dealing with like some therapy stuff as well. It's all about like mindset around money as well. So that's really linked to your past and like how you've grown up and the kind of ideologies your parents have around money and how they made you feel when you're younger and how capable they made you feel. Exercise and diet and like just having like everything well-rounded so that you can be like your best self in business.
Yeah.
What about like mantras and manifesting and is it that level?
Yeah, I'd say I manifest a lot of things. Yeah. I feel like when people hear that, they just think of me in like a little wizard hat, like stirring a little cauldron. But it really is just a case of like continuously telling yourself what you're capable of doing and what it is that you're wanting to attract. And then if you truly believe that, it kind of influences your little daily habits and the things that you say and the people that you meet, and it kind of like grows that way. It's not like you cast a spell and it all kind of just happens. Yeah. But yes, it's more about self-belief and just reaffirming to yourself that, you know, it will happen one day.
Well, I would call it, because I'm old, I'd call it positive mental attitude, I guess.
Yeah, that's another way to put it, yeah. That's great.
I was like that one from TikTok, there's gorgeous, gorgeous girls get da-da-da-da-da.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
I've never tried that one yet.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls can grow their business without much work.
There you go.
Here we go.
Sugar levels.
I just heard EMRE just like do the biggest, he did the biggest like throat fart thing. You're in the middle of talking about like affirmations, so I was like, just EMRE's over there burping. It was funny. It's this drink. It makes you so gassy.
Please resume.
Please. Do either of you do? You've never admitted to it in front of me, but do you do affirmations and mantras and?
I used to on my way to work.
To here?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just like in the car, like so you make like a routine of it, getting in the car, saying good things, and then you just start your day that kind of way. Like,
Oh, yeah, cool.
Why are you laughing?
Just wondered if it worked. Like,
yeah,
like, good.
I stopped it, but as soon as you like make a place to do it, I think like if you're brushing your teeth or something like that, I know you meant to say it out loud, but as soon as you go in the bathroom to do something, like as soon as you have a place to do it, like you could be eating your breakfast and then you do it, or get in the car and do it.
Yeah.
Like I made my car kind of the space for a little
It
while.
makes sense. It's like a private, enclosed, sacred
Yeah.
space. Yeah.
Good
But
idea.
with your road rage, did that work?
I get more road rage on the way home. It's just traffic, like pisses me off.
You need to do your
Like today at
affirmations.
lunch, like people just do U-turns in front of me, and it's always in front of me. Why is it not in front of anyone else? Anyway,
Maybe you're manifesting it.
maybe I'm manifesting the road rage. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe in my sleep or something.
Attracting negative energy.
Thank you, EMRE. This is what I'm going for. Yeah.
What about you then? Do you do it?
No, I like to just, I don't know if this is classified as the same thing. I just like to have a routine. So not really like sit in front of the mirror and say, oh, you're going to have a good day.
Yeah, I can
I just
do
like
that
to
straight
plan my
face.
day out. Whereas my girlfriend's called Alex. My Alex, she's very like, believes in the horoscope stuff. And I've got an app now. I don't know what it's called, like a horoscope
I know
app,
what you mean, yeah.
where you can like see what your day
Yeah,
is.
it's the moon one.
Yeah,
My
so
circle
I'm
or something,
getting
I
into
can't remember.
that, and I don't really believe that stuff, but yeah, I like to plan my day.
Don't tell your girlfriend that.
Oh no, she knows. I take the piss every time she's like, "Oh yeah, my horoscope said this." I'm like, "Oh, did it now?"
I'm in
But then-
so two minds about that stuff. Like I really don't
The
know
thing is,
what I
I'm
believe.
like, I don't believe it, but then every time I go to like read her horoscope for that day on mine, it's accurate. It's so
Yeah,
accurate.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's in the same boat, which, like,
Have you done the thing where you read the wrong one intentionally and see if it applies to you?
yeah.
Because if
like-
that if that does, then sometimes it's like, oh, they're all just so generic. Like,
Yeah, it's like a bit like
you
a
have had
fortune
challenges
cookie.
today, but also
Yeah, fortune
successes.
cookies. Fortune cookies are mad.
I had one the other
Yeah.
day. I was like, I hope this fortune cookie comes true.
Yeah, mine are always so accurate. It's really weird. I kept all of mine. Got like a little chain going on my
Really?
windowsill. Yeah.
See, I think
Oh,
there
do you
is
tick them
truth
off?
to it.
No. Yeah, tick that one. No, it's just like I can't remember what they say now, but they were just really accurate at the time. I was like, oh, spooky. But yeah.
Yeah, I think they're super general. So it's like anyone that cracks that one open is like, oh my God, it's about me.
Yeah.
But with the horoscope stuff, I do believe, because like, have you seen any of like the really deep rooted horoscope, like astrology people on TikTok?
On TikTok,
and
yeah.
they know so much stuff about the moon and
It's like the
Yeah.
retrograde kind of stuff.
yeah,
that
like
throws
the
me off,
actual
and I'm
serious stuff. I think there is like truth to some of that, but then obviously it gets like sensationalized and generalized into like horoscopes.
Like, yeah. You're a Gemini. You're gonna go through it this month. See
Yeah.
you later.
Yeah.
Everyone
there's
in
hot-
everyone in
there's-
June's gonna suffer.
There's like 1 in
Yeah.
12 people who's just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but people love it, so that's why they keep releasing them.
Yeah.
Is it you that's got your horoscope tattooed on you, or am I thinking of someone?
No, I
completely
don't think I have. No,
Don't
my
think-
horoscope.
No,
not your-
as
no,
in
what
today
is it?
you will have. This
Today
life
I'm
will
going to
be-
win the lottery.
You're like star
Star sign.
No, I don't have my star sign.
constellation. That's what I'm going for.
My star symbol is a crab, so it's not really something I want to tattoo on me.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's not the cutest. Some people have like really cute ones.
I don't know what I would get for Gemini. Just like two heads.
Two
merged
little
into one.
twins.
Yeah, like I don't believe in horoscopes, but then, well, I do, but I don't. But then I feel like I am such a Gemini, like I'm just, I don't know.
That's
It
such a
confuses me.
Gemini thing to say.
I don't know
I was
where
just
I
about
am.
to say that.
Yeah, that's so true. Fuck's sake.
I think I'm a Gemini, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm so in two minds, and Gemini is like two people. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. So how does the business development stuff work? You mentioned that. You did it with a person?
Yeah. I mean,
Not a dog.
No.
I did it with a monkey.
a-
No, I did it with a person. Yeah. So my coach, it really is just based on like opening up, talking about everything that's going through your mind, working on like blockers or like things I'm like, okay, here's where I want to be, here's where I am now, and like this is what's stopping me from getting there, and really just like drilling in on those things and trying to overcome them. And it's also just about having like someone on your side, just some support, because I mean, being self-employed and like a one-woman show it can be quite lonely, and it can be like challenging because you've got no one else to like bounce ideas off. That's the one thing that I do miss about working in like an office environment. It's just being able to be like, oh hey, like what do you think about this, or just having those kinds of conversations. So it's just like having someone on your side to just reassure you like you're doing okay, and just walk you through something that they might have been through themselves.
Yeah, no, exactly. I totally get that. Obviously not the single woman
one woman show
part of it. But but like before I had EMRE and ELLIE to help and pretty much run the studio there. It's like it is a lot. Like you can show supportive people things, and you're like, I wanted it to be critiqued like a bit, like so people can't give you the always the right thing that you need. Yeah. Whereas people who've been through it and kind of are trained to give you that right.
And they're not there to make you feel better. They're there to just tell you the truth, which is the best part about it. Because it's not like they're trying to tiptoe around, something that you're really emotionally connected to.
I met someone at a networking thing recently who said that the relationship you have with money is related to the relationship that you had with your father. And,
oh my God.
And or something like that. And then the relationship you have with your mother is how you will succeed in business. So if you don't have a good relationship with your mother, you won't
succeed
in business. That's what she was saying, and I was just like, I haven't rung mum in a while.
Yeah.
What does it mean with the money then? So if you're like good with money, you're...
I forget what she said. I've got to look it up, like to quote it. But I just wondered if it was something that you knew. Like
no, I've never heard that before. But
because yes, she. It was at the beginning of the thing. We were all stood in a pub, and then they just asked her what it was, and she went through those things and was saying like, because did you know that and a bit like horoscopes, when someone says something and it like sticks to you and you like don't react,
and then you just go home like thinking about it, like that little dog that's sat in the fire like I'm fine.
It's interesting. I'll have to look that one up. Hope it's not true.
But no, that's so I thought I haven't done business development yet, not in that way, or personal development really.
I think doing like a blend of two is the best, because you don't realise, especially when you're self-employed or a business owner, like how much of your business is part of your identity. So it also has to come as part of personal development. Especially like with my role in my jewellery business, like I'm on Instagram pretty much every day on camera, and so it's very like personal. It's a personal brand, and so there's a lot of stuff that I have to come over or like work through personally to be able to be like authentic online. I looked back at a bunch of old footage of me like when I first started, which was in 2020,
right.
And it's honestly so depressing to look at, because I'm literally there trying to talk and I'm like, hi guys, so today literally it's like complete opposite.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, I was so like worried about what people thought of me and like what I needed to say. And
do you remember feeling like that at the time?
Yeah, I remember thinking before I hit the button to start recording my stories, because that's where I talk to my audience every day, like, what do I need to say? How does my voice need to come across so that I don't sound like bored and like this, that and the other? And like, how does my background look? And, what are people going to think about my house, which is in the background? And now, like, I mean, the people in my audience know, like, I'll just start recording pretty much doing anything now. I don't really think about it, and that's kind of the beauty of just like letting a lot of what other people think about you go, so you can just live your life.
How would you go about finding a coach? Like, how did you find it?
It was someone that I was already in contact with through Instagram. So she followed me because I was a new jewellery business, and she specialised in working with people in the jewellery industry. So it was like a very natural relationship.
Oh, that's cute.
But if I was to give advice on how other people, just like go through recommendations, honestly. I think if you know someone else that's done it and they've had a really positive experience with someone else, like that would be a great way to find a coach, or just like Google local coaches and just look whoever has the best reviews.
Do you think going for the one in your niche is good as well?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think just a general life and business coach might not be able to help you with like the real, like small details with your business. Like at the time, I was having a jewellery line manufactured. It was actually the one that you guys photographed for me because we did the campaign here. But there were so many issues I was facing trying to get this jewellery line manufactured. It was the first time I'd ever used a manufacturer before. They were based in China, and like there was all of these like blocks, and I didn't know how to overcome them. And this particular coach had worked with huge jewellery brands, and she knew everything. So she was just like, oh, you just do this, this and this. And I was like, oh my God, no one else would have been able to tell me that. So yeah, if you can find someone in your niche, definitely do that. Yeah.
What you were saying about the people that are in your audience now, like, because obviously you know your clientele and the people that I suppose follow you. Is it mainly on Instagram, by the way?
Yeah, I started on TikTok last year. I was like really put off doing TikTok because I was like, oh my God, it's all new. I was completely like off the wagon. Like everyone else had been using TikTok for the entirety of lockdown, and I'd not even downloaded the app. So I was like a complete noob. And then I started and yeah, throwback.
It's just a good word.
I actually got some customers through there, and that was great. So I was like, oh my God, that shows me not to write things off. Because I just assumed that everyone on TikTok was just like Gen Z people, not looking to like purchase luxury jewellery. And actually I've had some of my best like long-time customers come from TikTok as well. Oh, wow. But yeah, primarily on Instagram, and I have like quite a big just like local community people that I know around like Leigh and Southend area.
I find it really cute how you go and like meet some of your clients as well for coffee and just have like a day out with them, like with rings. I love that.
I become like really good friends with a lot of my customers because it is like a very personal service that I'm offering. So I end up learning a lot about people, and you know, if they're in London or somewhere that I can get to relatively easily, why not go meet them and give them their package in person? It just adds to that like personal level.
That's really nice. That's
take them out for lunch, go for a little bit of shopping. I've done that a few times. I love it.
Because that was going to be one of my questions: is how do you make sure that your relationships with your customers doesn't just become transactional? Because it's a very personal thing. So I suppose people could come to you with an idea of what they want, and then you can go from there.
I mean, that's a really good question, and it's not something that I've actually like thought through properly. I think it just came naturally to me because I've come to realise that like sales, because it is a sales role at the end of the day, like I'm buying things and I'm selling them on, and I feel like working in marketing gave me like a really slimy view of sales. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a certain type of person that you think of, like a slick Rick, when you think of like a salesperson. And so I thought like selling, I didn't want it to feel like that, and I didn't want my customers to feel like that. Like we've all had a transaction with someone that's like, oh God, they're just after the money and there's no passion involved here, and it's just like off. So for me, it's more about just like building trust and just like being a fun place for people to come, whether they're here to buy jewellery or just to like hang out. And just like actually caring about people. So when they come to DM me or inquire about something, it's just taking the time to like understand what they need. Yeah.
So have you done, is it personal shopping as well?
Yeah, I have done personal shopping. It's a service that I offer. I don't advertise it a bunch, but it basically means that people can come to me with an idea of something that they're looking for, and then I go out and hunt for it for them, basically.
Just jewellery? Like,
yeah. I mean, I kind of want to get into doing like investment watches and things, like vintage Rolexes and things.
Nice.
Like nice gold watches.
I know, obviously, just with Rolexes, it's very, because I know people just can't get a hold of them, so they're finding it like quite tough. But I know someone who's got his dad's 50 years old, Rolex, like that he wears like every day.
Yeah, nice.
Like, but I don't know how much it would be worth now, because there's a weird price curve on them. Like the first 5 years, kind of like just starts off crazy. And drops,
and then they decline a little bit. Yeah, I don't know much about watches, but to the point that you made about it being like nice that he wears his dad's watch, I think there's something really romantic about vintage and secondhand jewellery, where you can kind of fantasize about what the history of the piece was, especially when it comes to women's jewellery and rings and things. You think like, what was the story behind someone gifting or buying this ring to begin with? And then you can kind of like weave it into your own story, which is really cool.
Is that one of the reasons you got into it? Because I was about to ask, what got you into jewellery?
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is also another really long story, but I
remember from when you came in before. Like,
yeah,
you started,
it's kind of weird, but like I started making jewellery when I was 16 or 17 years old, and it was like a hobby when I was in college, and I was selling them on Etsy for pocket money. I thought I was selling them on Etsy for pocket money. Now I realise I wasn't making any profit at all. So I was just like spending a bunch of materials and making nothing back. But like I had a little thing going. And then I got into work in that apprenticeship that I mentioned earlier, and it was just like taking up too much time. So I stopped. And then when I was made redundant during COVID, that's when I started making things again. So I like set my Etsy shop back up. And I was making like very interesting jewellery. It was all like wire wrapped. It's probably like stuff that you probably would like now,
yeah,
actually. A lot of
seeing
my old
some of your
stuff.
Yeah,
like a lot of crystals. Like I was always really into crystals. I was one of those girls. I like collect crystals and things. And it really kind of just transitioned naturally, where I started posting the things that I was making. And then I started buying things in with like gold, like more of a gold tone. And then I realised that I really loved gold jewellery. And so it kind of progressed from gold plated through to gold filled and then like into solid gold. But that was one of the things that I had to work on with my coach, was because I had no idea how to get into luxury jewellery. It's like a very interesting and a very guarded and like standoffish industry. It's like for someone who has no background in jewellery, it's very hard to like get into and be like welcomed. Or just to find anyone who's interested in giving you information to get started. But that was something I worked on with my coach at the time, and that's what really gave me the kick to just go from selling gold-plated jewellery and get over this this mindset I had that, you know, if I start selling things at, you know, 10 times the price that they were previously, like none of my customers want to buy this. And I had to kind of overcome that limiting belief and realise that that was actually just an assumption that I had made. And actually everyone was super excited about the vintage jewellery and like the sustainability aspect. And I think it was also at a point where I was coming to that age where I was appreciating like longevity and things a little bit more and wanting to invest my money in things that would last a little bit longer than
so you kind of knew the target market a bit more as well.
Yeah, I mean it still really varies, and actually I learned an interesting fact the other day that the Gen Z population are the fastest growing luxury market generation, so they're actually purchasing the most luxury products, like, you know, fashion and all of those kinds of things.
Just a very high standard generation, maybe, like, and sustainability as well. Like, you would rather go for the small businesses and help them out rather than massive chains that just
and that was a real shock to me. I thought I'd be selling my stuff to older people, and I am, but I'm also selling to people that are younger than me, and
now
I'm like, wow.
Now the move to TikTok makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Although TikTok's a completely different beast, I'm still trying to tame.
Do you find that your content, if you put the same content out on Insta compared to TikTok, like ours is just flatline?
Yeah, I'm super lazy. I'm one of those people, like I said. Maybe I should try and pick it up there a bit, but I'll film one thing and then I'll put the captions on TikTok. I'll put the captions on separately on...
which is plenty of work.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of flatline too. I feel like nowadays, because it's so saturated, if you want to stand out or go viral, you have to do something extremely shocking, like, or controversial.
Right.
I mean, a lot of the things you see are like very shocking that end up going viral, I suppose.
Yeah.
Even in just like the visuals. Like, for instance, I've seen a video of someone with like luxury rings take a hammer to them and smash them, and then that's like the hook, and then they just go into like a different topic, and I'm like, oh my god, what did I just watch?
People cutting open like Balenciaga shoes or something like that
exactly.
to show the quality of them.
And then there'll be like a voiceover, and it's like a very well thought out script, and then people start doing those like looping videos.
And that's why.
Yeah.
They always
And
end
then
it
I'm like,
right.
wait, have I just seen this? Is this
Yeah,
deja vu? Oh, I've watched it literally 5 times without realising. Clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still working on it. We've tried to do more ones that, separate it a little bit. Because LinkedIn, I hate. Sorry, LinkedIn.
I hate LinkedIn too.
it's-
Not sorry, LinkedIn.
But it's really dry. You need to write so much, like in your captions and stuff. Video doesn't do well, so
No.
it's not good for me.
Do you know what? I actually put a status out on LinkedIn. It was the first time I posted on LinkedIn for years. And I updated my role on there, and I just put like, oh, I don't post here because I don't like it, because it's like so pretentious. But if you want to come and follow me on Instagram, like come and follow me. But I could just tell that like people would be seething about that, because I don't know, LinkedIn is one of those places that feels slimy, does it not? Like everyone's like, look what I'm doing, look what
Like
I'm
someone
doing.
follows you, and then like in a week, by a week's time, you're gonna message me and say, "Do I want something?"
Yeah, literally. There's so many like automated sales messages going on there. No one's authentic. That's the thing that I love about Instagram and TikTok and platforms that are primarily like millennial and Gen Z audience bases, because people just get on there as like human beings.
Yeah.
Like no one ever just acts as a normal human being on LinkedIn, do they?
No. It's
I
whole.
haven't actually touched it, but you can just tell that just from like the profile pictures and stuff.
Well, yeah, everyone wants to look like they're doing the best and getting the most business and doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Bore.
That pretty much what you said before is that it's that sort of wake up at like 5 a.m.
Grind, yeah.
Like just typing away. If you're not grinding by now, I've beaten you.
There's a grind of working 12 hours a day for your business, and then there's a grind of getting up at 5 a.m, going for a walk, like actually eating breakfast, drinking water, and then going to work and sleeping. I feel like that is a different type of grind. Like that's like working on yourself grind, and then hustle work like till you're ill grind. It's just different, like two different.
Yeah, they're both kind of toxic though, don't you think?
I don't know though, like the getting up, actually eating, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
going
I
to work,
advocate
like,
for people actually eating in the morning. Eat your breakfast.
Yeah,
but like,
I love the getting up early. Like I think early
I
bird
think people
catches the worm. I think
I
it's
think
so
people
good.
mix it, and then that is what makes both seem toxic, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
like someone will get up and be like, I had my cold plunge this morning, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Like that. And then you're just like, well, like do it, just don't tell us about it.
Yeah.
And then that's fine.
But
that's half.
Unfortunately, people have started integrating like self-care into these strict routines, because there's this whole like it girl like trend. It's like if you want to be the it girl, you wake up and you go to the gym and you drink your green juice and you do that. That's
Green
toxic.
juice.
Like this, like you have to drink your little green
Right.
smoothie, otherwise you haven't made it in life and you don't deserve respect or something like that. But like, I don't know, people just like keep turning things into like these competitions, like who can do the routine
Who can be
the best.
cleanest, like the clean girl aesthetic as well.
Yeah.
That's
my
kind
head
of
in.
what I like on TikTok. Like I see these motivational like gym videos. I'm
Oh,
like,
no, I
yeah,
can't
that
stand
can go in the
those videos.
saved. And then like, I go back to it and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that workout. And I don't think it's
I
toxic.
definitely say
There's two things. I feel like there's a very fine line between it not being toxic and then it going into the toxic zone and it just being like.
I definitely feel like it goes more into the toxic zone when it's specifically talking about like female routines.
Yeah.
What was that? Is it hard 25 or something, or hard 70?
Yeah,
The-
the hard 75 diet. I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called, something like that.
What's
They
that?
for a set amount of days, you wake up at 5, you read 3 books, or like you read
What?
you read like 3 pages of 3 books or something like that in a day. Yeah, you have to exercise indoors and outdoors every day.
Of course,
or
got to
like
make it more difficult.
Yeah, and it's a lot. Hard. It's hard something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hard 70,
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
I don't actually think anyone's completed that challenge.
No, you don't hear much about people.
You just see
No.
people starting it, but never
not a
finishing
success
it.
story
lots
online.
of starting videos.
Yeah. See, I just think that's another. I mean, I have very strong opinions on like toxic diet culture because I've been subject to it for so long, and I'm just so done with like all the dieting stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like just take a step back and maybe take like inspiration from these, what you like about these routines, but just find something that's easy. Like at the end of the day, when you look back on your life, are you going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I woke up at 5 a.m. every day and read 3 books? Or are you just going to be like, oh, I actually really enjoyed having quality time with my friends and family, like spending time on my business, like enjoying life, doing things. It's like, it doesn't have to be such a grind all the time. Just like actually enjoy the moment.
Yeah, like moving towards doing things with people that you care about rather than, because I've got a bad habit of, I get home and I'll scroll, like doom scroll or whatever they call it. And yeah, I kind of have it as a decompress from the day sometimes. Like but yeah, I could be playing games with Poppy or my wife.
Do you know what? A therapist actually told me that when it's like a sensory thing, that like when you're constantly scrolling, or for me, when I'm cooking, when I'm putting washing away, I always have a YouTube video playing. Like I cannot have silence.
Right.
Even when I'm working, I have to have some sort of like video.
You eat with watching YouTube, don't you?
I'm like an iPad kid.
Yeah, well, I wasn't an iPad kid. I was not an iPad kid, but I cannot take... maybe it's like an OCD thing, but I sit down for dinner and I can't take my first mouthful of food until my TV program's playing.
Well,
is that weird?
Me,
yeah, it's just like the environment's not right. I need like the noise.
I can't tidy my room. No, I can't wee. Like when I get in, like I always need a wee when I get home, but I have to tidy my room for a wee. It's like a punishment thing. Like maybe
it makes you do it quicker because
but I'll be like busting for a wee, and Dan's literally like, go and have a wee, and I'm like, no, my room is messy and I have to tidy my room before a wee. I just can't do it. Like even when I don't realise that I need a wee, I'm like busting and sweating, trying to like tidy my room, push everything in the drawers, like fold everything up, and then I'm like, I really need a wee. It's tidy now, I can wee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
I'm not an iPad kid. Force myself not to wait until things are done.
Oh my God. That's like a different can of worms to get into. Yeah.
I have to listen to music though. And music equals productivity for me. Like, it has to be blasting drum and bass. I don't know about you, but like focus mode is drum and bass music just all day.
Do you know what's really good to clean to? Is like Zumba music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love
like Spanish. Zumba. You know Zumba?
Yeah.
Zumba's like the class that middle-aged women do where they dance.
Horrible.
They dance to lose weight.
I did one.
What do you mean?
Zumba
I love Zumba.
I did one Zumba lesson. Did not know what Zumba was. I heard of it. I thought it was just like really powerful, like exercise, go hard.
No.
And I've never had such a bad time in the gym. I don't think I went back again. I think that was my last class, and I left the gym. I was like, dancing.
It wasn't
I
the
fucking
famous.
hate dancing.
The famous class.
No, it wasn't the famous class. I want to talk about the famous class.
I want to know what the famous class is now.
There was a stitching issue.
Yeah, I did
stitching, I guess
it's called Legs, Bums and Tums, and I always had my same trainer, and she wasn't in, so I had this poor new guy who just started at the gym, and we were doing legs, bums and tums. So there's a lot of like squatting and
thrusting.
I can't remember what we did. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And got to the end of the class, half an hour class, and someone came over and she was like, she just pointed like to this area, and I was like, what? And then turned around and my whole leggings had split open at the back.
Oh my God.
And I had a thong on, which was great. And the one day that I actually brought a jumper, if I didn't bring a jumper because it was quite hot then, I would have had to walk out like that.
Oh
and I
God.
literally had no material on the back of my leggings.
So it's basically like wearing like cowboy chaps, but with
I
a thong
did-
in the back.
I did a whole gym class like that. Like,
Oh my God. I bet
no
you
one
loved you.
told
Yeah,
me
no
until
one.
the very end, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I still went into a gym next day, so proud of myself for that.
Good
And
news is it probably was very effective on the bum then, because you busted out of the blooming leggings.
Yeah,
that's
like-
a good advert for legs, bums, and tums.
it's a bad advert for Sports Direct because the leggings are shut. But I went in the next day and I told my normal gym instructor, I was like, oh, you won't believe what happened yesterday. And she was like, no way, you were the person they were talking about in the staff room.
I
was
would
like,
have had to like cancel my membership right then and
I
there
was
and move
mortified.
country.
But you live and you learn. Didn't see the guy again. I didn't sign up to his classes
I
anymore.
love that story. Thank
Yeah.
you for coercing that out of her.
It is a good one.
Yeah. Haven't been back to the Pure Gym for a while. Maybe I
How
won't.
was that?
It's in Pure Gym as well. Yeah.
That Pure
They
Gym.
probably still talk about it.
Wow.
Probably, yeah. There's probably on the camera somewhere. Poor old lady coming over to me like, yep. Yeah.
Oh, was that old lady as well?
Yeah, she was
Oh,
like,
she was probably looking at it the whole class. And
I
then,
literally
and then
can't
she was
tell
like,
you that
you know that bit where you're like, I'll
positions
tell
I
her
was
now.
in.
Oh no, she's busy.
Yeah.
I'll tell her now. Oh no. And then
Was you
right
like at the
end,
back?
she's like,
Maybe no one saw.
I was at the back, I think, but you do ones with your legs up. So like it doesn't even
I'm just
matter where I
imagining
was
the cowboy
standing.
chaps
It's
now.
just it's just
Yeah.
awful wherever I was standing.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, it's probably worse being at the back because there's more people in front of you to look in the mirror. If that makes sense.
Right.
Mm.
Great.
Oh. Talking of health and fitness, back to health.
Great segue.
You actually weighed in on the banana dilemma, but
Oh my
we're
god.
making it a real thing.
Oh, fuck.
I thought
yeah.
you were trolling.
No,
I was
You
No,
like-
it's a thing.
Yeah,
she was,
I
but that's
Yeah.
you wait. Bring on the banana graph.
This is a real situation.
Is it
Oh
bad
my
that
God.
I forgot about that?
You've turned it into a real thing.
This is
Yeah.
a real thing. It's a important category in my life.
Yeah.
Do you have a pen?
If you eat a banana, anything from like, even that is questionable. If you eat that, there's something
Wait,
wrong.
That up. you
This
mean.
down.
We're gonna have
Yes.
No. This is banana bread level, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't eat that. That's not right.
Yes.
I'd eat that still. This is ideal. It
Joey's?
needs some freckles
That's what Joey said. Yeah.
because then that's when the sweetness comes out. What's the point of eating that? You might as well just eat some
Oh,
cardboard.
Ellie would eat the one up.
Interestingly, they're not very sweet at level 10. We tried it last.
Oh!
We tried it last.
Yeah, probably because it started to go mouldy.
We did
Yeah.
try level 10 and I
Yeah.
think I nearly threw up. It was disgusting.
It must have been like baby food, like puree.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
Yeah.
Don't
It
even
was-
want to talk
like
about it.
touching the outside of the banana was the worst. It was like,
Mm.
yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Oh no,
You
eating
didn't
it.
even
No,
eat
it
it. You
wasn't.
spat it out.
Have we got?
Huh?
You didn't even eat it. You spat it out.
It took a lot for that to even go in
Where's
my
your
mouth.
pen?
Hold on, what's this on the other side?
This is where we.
I know.
This is our favourite bananas.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So wherever you're
You my number
perfect.
3.
I thought I saw the dates and I thought it was time. I thought there was like a Top Gear thing going on here.
This,
Right?
this
that's-
How
is the
quickly-
inspiration. Top Gear
Oh,
is the
right.
inspiration. So everyone's
Should I
going to be slapping.
get a piece of tape, or did you
Yeah,
store
could
it somewhere?
You grab the tape?
I'll get it. I've got a clearer exit.
It's on the trolley and then
what pen did you?
the one of your ones. Anything after that, I'm not interested. These two.
Well, do you know what? Those are the healthiest ones for you to eat because
Yeah,
They have less
more
sugar.
Yeah, these have more sugar.
so your gut is way more happy. But I say chaos. chaos on the gut.
No,
And
I
more
literally
sugar is life.
cannot stand anything with freckles. Just even that one makes
I
me
am
feel ill.
dreading
about
the
me?
day someone picks
I have
up.
freckles too. Make myself sick. I'm disappointed that you went for freckles. I was fuming when you said that on the Instagram thing. I was like, no!
I actually thought you were joking when you said that you'd go for like these ones, the green ones. You said you'd rather eat a green one than a freckled one.
Absolutely. I've eaten that one before on the bus just because I was about to go get drunk and I thought I might as well eat that and not eat anything.
Yeah.
That was solid and pretty grim, so I wouldn't go there.
What is the weirdest thing you've eaten?
Oh. We ate those. Cockroaches.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we did eat the crickets.
Crickets.
Oh, crickets.
Crickets.
Cockroaches would be like,
I think
Proper
that number 10 was
mouthful.
one of the weirdest. Actually, I can't say I ate it, to be fair. Did I spit it up? What one's your favourite one?
Your perfect banana.
this one. Oh, someone else's name's already there. Can
No,
I
you
go
can
there?
do it.
Okay, we'll go there.
That's fine. Are you towards? What side are you towards?
We might end up like.
Probably like, yeah,
Below.
more like just a little bit like, yeah.
We might end up just thinning tape.
So I have a
eventually.
theory, and we have talked about it before on the banana thing. So, if you were forced as a child to eat the bananas because they were going off, you tend to
Go
go
for those
to the greener ones as a.
Oh my god.
as
I
a
don't
thing.
have that as a memory, but maybe I blocked it out.
Yeah, I was
Well,
forced to eat these.
in my theory,
Well, not forced, but my dad was.
you would not have been forced because you were just allowed to eat them when you want.
Right.
So you still enjoy those. Whereas if they were forced on you, then you'd be like, no, I'm not eating those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How's that right? No.
That is the wrong way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn it!
I saw that. I saw you. saw you picture it. What is the date today?
Don't know. I'm trying to work it out.
12.
Say. Yes, the 12th.
But that went really well. There you go, Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you. Honoured
So
to be on the
you've
board.
tipped the balance. Yeah,
I've
you've
brought
tipped the balance
balance
towards
back to the
freckled,
force.
freckled bananas. Oh,
There it goes.
there it goes.
Good old banana graph.
And that was the banana graph again. Wow. So,
Need some more people on my team.
yeah,
I need some more people on my
we'll go for
team.
people. We'll get some more people on who I think may have had childhood trauma
Yeah.
in the banana. So back to business. Now we've done the health section.
Yeah.
What would be your number one piece of advice to people who are going or looking at the sole trader or going out on their own?
Oh my gosh, there's never a good time to do it. So you just have to do it. I think if I had not been made redundant, that is what because I was going to be like one of those corporate boss babe people, and I had this whole plan of like wanting to work my way up through agencies and be in like a director position really, or like a like a managing director of an agency. And then that all got completely flipped when I was made redundant, and I was like, oh my god. And then I tried the whole self-employment thing, and I was like, oh, actually, it's not as scary as everyone makes it out to be. It's always like when you're growing up, you get advice from people who have not been self-employed, that self-employment is like a disaster. You will be struggling for money day in and day out, and you'll be grinding and, just get a nice, easy job somewhere else. So I definitely had that mentality that it was going to be like hard and I was going to be struggling. But there's never a good time to start. So you just got to start it. And I promise, as soon as you get going, that's the hardest step. Everything else kind of just falls into place. I feel like you can try and overthink it or have everything set out or planned out perfectly. Everything will probably work out completely differently to that, and you'll have to navigate like new challenges and figure everything out for yourself. But like that's the whole beauty of like the process.
What about your attitude to? I say your attitude because it changes for different people. But like for picking up work and refusing work, like because there's people that I know who only want to do a certain thing, so they won't work with, petroleum or like in marketing or like video editing or something like that. They won't work for anyone that kills seals, but basically the moral compass of like who they work with, because you kind of have that. If someone comes to you and you're in an agency and they're like, right, you're on the American tobacco thing, you're like, okay, but if someone comes up to you and you're freelance and say, do you want to work for American tobacco, you can go, no, because I don't like smoking.
Yeah. That's a really good question. I think I've always had like a really small client base, and I've worked with the same people for years. Oh my god, I've actually never like gone out and looked for business. No. So I had like a good start, because in all of my years working as an account manager, I'd made such good relationships with clients that naturally people recommended me, or they came back to me in a way where I didn't have to like be posting on LinkedIn looking for work. So I very luckily have always worked with a small set of clients that I've always had like very good relationships and like a long-standing relationship with. But I guess my advice for someone in a situation where they're getting sort of inquiries in and they're wondering, do I want to work with them or not? I feel like you get a gut feeling when you get an inquiry through from someone or you start chatting. Like, listen to your gut. If something doesn't feel right, or like you don't think you like the person, or you don't think you're going to gel very well, or it's just going to be like really challenging, I feel like within the first few minutes of talking to someone whether they're going to just be a good fit or a pain. A pain in the backside. So you can just make a decision based on like your gut feeling and what you feel towards them.
Yeah, I suppose if you get contacted by someone at like 8 p.m. on a Sunday and they're like, "Can you do work?" You're like, "Well, you're going to be contacting me at 8 p.m. on Sundays, aren't you?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I need the work. So
yeah, and I do work with people in the US as well, where there's a huge time difference, and so I'm used to getting messages at funny times, but I'm also very rigid in like my boundaries of, you can send me a message, but you might not get a reply until I'm ready to reply to you.
Office?
What's that?
When you email?
No.
Just so it bounces back to them and they'll be like, my hours are 9 to 5.
I also have, everyone contacts me on like WhatsApp as well, so they're literally like up in my grill.
Yeah. Do you have, for your business, do you have like an automated response?
Only when I'm on holiday.
Oh, okay.
If I'm on holiday, then I'll set that off. That's like, I'm back here. Don't talk to me until I'm back.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. And that's good. Yeah. Because I don't know, I find it very difficult to, is it differentiate or like set myself
like
apart?
Segment, like the work.
If the business is kind of you and then somebody rings you and they're just like, sorry, like they'll normally apologise for the late call or the weekend call.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
The client should not be contacting you on the weekend.
No.
But why don't you just ignore?
Sometimes I do, but I've got 2 phones and sometimes that bounce between the 2. I'm just like, it must be important.
I even think if I get an email through that's like past 2 p.m. on a Friday, I'm like, how dare you?
Sunday really annoys me. Like, I feel like everyone seems to contact me on a Sunday. Everyone. It's like, I feel like they're getting ready for their Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like still in my zone on Sunday. It's like family day, you're eating a roast dinner, and I'm getting like work messages through. Like,
but don't open them. Just
don't
acknowledge it.
No,
but is it just the fact that you can see
you're
them
being
coming
ignored
in?
till at least Tuesdays.
Can we just clarify that they're mostly not from me though?
Oh no, not from you. Like different emails from other people.
People like inquiring about projects and things like that.
Yeah, I don't open them. Completely ignored till Tuesday. Sorry, but that's just me. Like, I'm not gonna reply on a Sunday. Not a chance.
Interestingly, to go back to your question, so this is something I was speaking to my coach about, was manifesting and attracting more money into my life in a way that's easier. So again, going back to like not grinding to have to earn more money. What can I implement in my life to attract more prosperity and more abundance without like having to trade my time and my hours for money? And as soon as I started putting those thoughts out there and she gave me like some exercises to do to make that happen, some projects came up from new business, and I had this conversation with her with, how do you know when it's the right project to take on? Because I'm putting out all of these things into the world that I want to take on more money, but some of them might be like more of a test from the universe. They'd be like, but will you take this even though it's not like fully aligned with you, or you're not like, really wanting to work with this person.
That's a cheeky universe, isn't it?
Yeah,
Testing
and it'll be like, you're asking for more money, so let me slide this in front of you. And it's like a little card. It's like, are you going to turn it over? But she said you have to really tune into yourself and be honest with yourself when more opportunities come up and more money is on the table. Is it actually aligned with your goals and what it is that you're wanting to do, or are you just taking it out of like a scarcity mindset of like, this might never come up for me again? What if another project doesn't like appear? Shall I just take it? And so I've actually turned down some business recently that was a huge deal for me, because I was like, it would have been kind of great to do that and do that project, but like at the same time I think it would have just been like a huge pain, and it doesn't like align with my long-term goals.
Because like, you'd be like, is this a sign or is it a sign?
Yeah.
Is it a sign? Is it
literally,
which way is it working? And then you just never know. Like, because, well, I suppose if it works out well, then that's fine. I quite like that thing. I'm going to be looking out for
like little tests,
little things, and get myself in the mirror. We've got enough mirrors here. That'd be cool. So we've got a little task for you.
Oh my god.
It's a game. And it involves
being cold.
Well, being cold. It's out on the cyclorama.
What the hell is that?
The white area.
Oh, right.
Brilliant.
It's like, where are you taking me?
No, so it's in the building.
Into the
Okay.
TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're gonna do just a quick. It's not word association. What is it?
Pictionary.
Yeah.
Let's go with Pictionary.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've played that. Is that like where you draw a picture and someone's just got to guess
Kind
what
of,
it is?
but not with pictures. You're going to be...
Descriptionary.
You're basically going to be describing words to do with your industry to EMRE, who is completely clueless
have
with
no
your
idea.
industry.
Okay.
And you've just got to describe the words best as you can without saying the word.
Okay, cool. I'm up for this.
And a bunch of cards, and then just rattle through them. But
I like to think I'm good at being descriptive, but maybe not when I'm put on the spot. So we'll
This will be
see.
good.
And I have
are you competitive?
no common sense. So
Oh, great. Well, we're going to fail then.
Are you competitive?
I can be. Yeah.
I hope this game makes you competitive.
Yeah.
well, who is she competing
you
with?
thought that she'd be competitive.
Herself.
I thought. Yeah. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up, and next time you see us, we'll be on the curve.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Go on then.
3.
That's gonna be good.
Get this.
Terrible.
You can start. You can look at your first one. Go around the right way.
What? How am I supposed to do this? This is not even a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Wait.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, it's like the second half of my business name.
Lynx, cat.
Yeah.
Cat,
well,
animal.
Yeah, it's spelled a bit differently, but linked, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a type of silver known as 925, and there's a oh, for God's sakes.
Keep going.
So basically, it's a type of silver. So you say silver ring.
Sterling.
Yeah, sterling. Okay, it's another metal, but it's yellow.
Copper. No, that's
More expensive.
gold.
Yes, gold.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is a type of jewellery that you open up and you usually have like a picture of a loved one in there.
Oh, the necklace, but I don't know what they're called. But oh no, I know what it is. But okay, pass because I don't know. the
Okay,
name.
pass. It was a locket. Okay, this is the type of thing that like your nan probably has like loads of them in her house, and you like put them all over the place to like decorate, like little.
Like everything. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's like a little name, you know, like little china things. You know, like little cats and things.
No,
know.
pass. What is that? No, pass.
Okay, fine. It was an ornament.
Oh
Okay,
my
what's
God.
like a slang word for like someone with a lot of like iced out jewellery? Like
Drip. No.
not as like advanced, like more of like a chuggy word.
You got this thing.
Do I?
Like I've got all of my.
The face.
This is
You
oh
use rhyming words. You've got 20 seconds.
Like ring, but
bling.
yeah.
Oh right.
Bling. Oh, here's another one that you won't get. So it's like all of those little things that you decorate with, but they're miniature. They're like little.
Small.
They
Tiny,
are small, but they're like there's a name for them, and like you just collect random rubbish, and they're tiny, and you just like
I have
display them all.
not. Pass.
Trinkets.
Oh, for
Time's up.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
no, we hardly got through any of them. Oh, there's so many here.
You know.
on the
Yeah, you
simple
did,
ones
actually.
like gold. Yeah. Trinkets.
Copper.
I like that
Yeah.
you wrote down links, but it's not even a word. Like I just literally made that up.
Yeah, I said that earlier. I was like, is that how you spell links?
No.
Yes.
Do you like get ready with me's? Like where you're like. I'm
I
getting
used
ready
to when I was a bit younger, not so much anymore. I feel like on YouTube, a lot of the stuff that I watch now is like really slow lifestyle stuff.
Okay.
You know, it's like the business life balance stuff, you know,
Right.
or like cooking, or like ASMR videos.
Oh
watch this,
no.
I know.
ASMR,
Are we not going to be friends after this? After the banana and now this is the
I
straw.
cannot do ASMR. There's something about it that sends every sensory thing in my body like sideways. I just cannot.
Oh,
like,
I love it.
It's like a.
The weirder the
It's
better.
the people on the lives going.
Not that. I don't like mouth noises, but you know
No.
those videos where people cut sand? It's like the sand that gets wet and then they use a knife, and the sound of the
Yeah.
sand
I do like that
is
sound.
Mm.
It's like the.
hi guys.
Thank you for the flower. Thank you.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
a lot. No, I can't do it.
It sends me to sleep.
I don't even watch YouTube. Like, I don't even know what I would watch on YouTube.
Some people do really
Just don't
well
even-
from just.
Childish. I watch.
What's that?
Jay Swingler. That's what I watch on YouTube. Stupid shit like that.
Well, I started off watching like when I was a lot younger, and it was always like Shane Dawson, who's now been cancelled, and like Jenna Marbles and all of those kinds of like.
That rings a bell, yeah.
It was like there was an era on YouTube where it was all like comedy based, and that was a really fun time.
Yeah,
Was that when Vine was around?
Yes, all the
Right.
Viners. Vine got shut down.
Alfie Days.
Yes.
I was like proper.
So
Yeah, I
Lala.
used to love Joe Sugg. He was like my favourite thing.
Oh yeah, Thatcher Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thatcher Joe. Yeah.
I used to watch all of them, but then
Same.
you get older and like you can just tell that their hearts aren't in it
Yeah,
anymore
they
because
can't
they've
be
literally
bothered.
run themselves into the
Yeah.
ground. They've been doing it for years,
Yeah.
and also like they're now adults and they've
Yeah,
all got
they-
like children
Exactly,
and
yeah.
like
V1er.
adult things.
Did anyone watch V1er?
No.
He or she?
I love him. Like he was the person that got me into YouTube, I think, and then it was like his mate Luke and Emma Blackwell. There was like that little group, and now he's like the hippie of all hippies. Like never wears shoes. It's like illegal for him. And yeah, he's just really cool. But
Yeah.
he always had this giant cotton candy hair, like really frizzy, but always like bright pink or blue, and in his emo days.
Oh.
Yeah, love him.
I still used to watch Jenna Marbles up until like a few years ago when she quit YouTube.
Was she blonde?
She was blonde. Yeah.
I think I remember her.
Basically, she was like the queen of YouTube, and she had like millions and millions of subscribers, and everyone loved her. And then there was this whole cancel culture that came in with YouTube, and there was like a controversial video that she put out like so many years ago. It was like very, very old. But then it got her cancelled. Oh no, like people started talking about it, and then she like voluntarily cancelled herself and just like quit YouTube and like broke everyone's heart in the process.
Yeah, but it's mad how some people, like the Thingy Brothers, have survived all the cancel culture stuff. and
Which
they
brothers?
still-
The Thingy brothers.
Logan and
Oh my
Paul
god, yeah.
Brothers.
The
the
Pauls.
Paul brothers.
Well, I mean,
It's weird,
Logan,
I never remember
I
their
did
name
just
because
love
they're both
Logan
first
White,
names.
like-
Yeah.
Well, stop having so many
Logan got
first names.
cancelled
Yeah.
pretty hard when he did the thing.
The
Yeah.
Suicide Forest. thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Have you
yeah.
even
Yeah, I hate Jake.
Yeah.
I used to love Logan. That was like the third phase of podcasting, YouTubing I went into, and then he got cancelled.
I never liked them. I feel like I can just pick up on people's vibes,
Yeah.
and they're just not nice
When
people.
you're 15, you just
No.
don't know any better.
Oh,
You guys watch the David Dobrik vlog
ew,
squad?
no.
No?
I've
you know who
never
they
heard
are?
that.
Yeah, not my kind of people
I
to
just
watch.
love them so
Is that-
much.
with one of the guys that goes for the pizza every day or whatever. There's a guy that goes around New York trying different pizzas.
No.
Is that a different
No, David
I
is.
don't know if they're in the same squad.
No, I don't think so. David was like this. He was on Vine with it, like some Vine people. Then they built a squad and did YouTube vlogs, and he used to post like I think every day. Or something.
I think I know his face for some reason.
Yeah, he's brunette. He gave
He's
Tesla.
got a little squidgy nose.
I don't know.
Does he?
I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, I used to watch them, but then they kind of got cancelled a little bit.
Yeah. I see loads of people going up to people in supermarkets and just like being like, "Oh, could you help me out with $2 for this thing?" And then when the people go, "Oh yeah, I'll give you $2," then they're like, "But I want to give you $1,000."
Do you know what?
And
I'm
then-
not gonna lie, they make me cry every time on TikTok. I love those videos. There's one guy
Never
that does
happens
it.
to me.
There's one guy that does it, and he's actually like just a gem. Like he'll just fly himself to a really poor country and just give everyone loads of money.
Right.
And like, I don't know, I love him. I think his whole channel is just amazing. Like he makes so many people's day, and it's just like, ooh. It's just happiness. His page, it's so cute.
Do you follow him?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
There is a part of me though that thinks like, would you still feel happy doing that for people if you weren't being filmed and getting so much?
He does a lot
Appreciation
of it
for
unfilmed as
it.
well. And that's how he started, I think. He did a lot of it, just like charity work and stuff.
Oh, okay,
And
so
then-
he comes from that background.
And then but then the amount of like followers he's got, like helps him give more money out. And he
Right.
literally just like he'll take this random guy. He took this random guy like in a wheelchair down the street, and he was like, "Do you want to go to Disneyland?" And this guy looks like he's on his deathbed, and he was like, "Yeah, mate, I'd love to go to Disneyland." And he's like, "Cool, let's go to Disneyland." So he flies them out, and they go on all the rides and.
Does he
Have like the
speak
best
really
day.
simply to start with? Like, as in, he comes up to people. As
I don't
in,
know. You remember weird things about people though.
as in, yeah, I remember like acts like he's, I don't know, not all there, and then he's like, "Oh, I want to take you to Disneyland." Maybe I watch different things.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is coming up on your algorithm?
Yeah. I don't know. He's just, I love his page. He doesn't post it often, but when he does, it's golden.
Wholesome.
Yeah, well wholesome. I love a bit of wholesome TikTok.
Yeah.
My TikTok's full of like dogs and cats and
That's fine.
little. Yeah, no, it's nice.
Yeah.
And
With squidgy noses and simple voices.
Yeah. That's maybe what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
wait, where's your shop based?
Just online.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
a website. To be fair, I built a website and then I ended up selling primarily through Instagram. So not everything that I buy in now makes it to the website, and most of the stuff is sold before it's ever uploaded to the website,
Yeah.
which works better for me.
You've still got that ring that I liked.
I do.
Oh, I will have to get that one day. I just really like it, but it was just like I had so many things to pay. I was like,
It's
I
a really
can't-
weird one. I even like contemplated not showing it because I was like, this is so weird,
Yeah.
and like because it's got someone's initials on it, and I was
Right.
like,
Do you still think it's? What do you think the initials are? It's really
I think it
difficult
is
to
E.
work out.
It's EF, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What ER? It looks like could be
Yeah,
ER.
it looks like it could be ER.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a really cool ring.
Yeah, it's a cool font. It's like that very old school like English
Yeah.
font.
Oh, like super curly. Like
It's
smiley
like I don't know. It's like kind of
So
like
was that something you found and then you?
yeah. Well, it was actually like handed down to me. So one of the services that I provide is like reselling on people's jewellery that they've like come into. What's the word? Like inheritance. So if they're looking to sell jewellery like from in their family and they don't know what to do with it, I can sell it for them. And yeah, because it's not really something I would go out and pick for my customer base because they like very like fun, colourful.
Jewels, yeah.
Yeah, but
Mine's
like
like Harry Styles kind of vibe, like all your
Yeah.
rings. I feel like he would wear them all.
well, I've started to like niche down into like 60s to Y2K era vintage jewellery. So
Right,
it's
yeah.
that very like fun retro,
Yeah.
girly girl kind of jewellery. It's really nice. So yeah, I came across that ring and I was like, might as well just post it and see if anyone likes it. But yeah,
Of course, the abnormal one.
Mhm.
I liked.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if there's no interest in things for like a prolonged period of time, they go into melt. Like they, it means you get the money for sending the gold in, and they melt it down to create new jewellery out of it.
Oh.
So yeah, if it doesn't sell, I
Oh,
can
right, so-
still
oh, I
earn through
see.
scrapping it, scrap the
Mm.
jewellery. Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
that's
ideally-
heartbreaking.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, if no one's gonna, if it's like sometimes like if things are damaged or like there's literally not a market for it, then
Yeah.
you know, you give
I
people
love
enough
that
time.
one. The pink one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you can't keep a hold of every single thing, can you?
Yeah. Well, it's that's the thing with like the cash flow is like, do I just hold on to stock
Mm.
that hasn't really, you know, moved, or do I keep it and keep trying to sell it, or do I
Yeah.
get something new in that I think might actually sell?
Do you have a jewellery cleaner? Like one of the ones you put it in and it vibrates?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's so
'Cause
fun.
your jewellery's so clean and so
Oh, cool,
shiny.
yeah. Yeah, got to have them jewels nice and sparkly, haven't you?
Yeah. No, they look nice.
Thank you.
Is it personal to ask what's your most expensive?
My most expensive.
Yeah,
I don't have it with me. Funnily enough, I had an inquiry about it yesterday on eBay. I have this like huge chain. It's another one that's come through like inheritance, but it's this huge vintage gold chain with two cherubs on the front. It's like a very dated, like acquired taste. So it's a very difficult one to find the right buyer for. But
Are we talking Flavor Flav or are we talking?
it could retail for like $5,000.
Wow.
But you know,
Yeah.
come to me, you might get a good price. But yeah, I mean, that's the most expensive piece that I have for sale at the moment.
Yeah, and for I suppose just solid gold, that's crazy, isn't it? For that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crazy piece.
Is it heavy?
It's actually not too heavy because, like, for comfort, it's like mainly hollow.
Oh,
But
right,
because of the amount of like surface area, there's like a lot of gold and it's very intricate and it's not in circulation anymore. So it's like super rare and collectible.
What's
Yeah.
your favourite piece?
My favourite piece, probably this ring that's actually for sale, but I keep wearing it and it's on my engagement finger. That's not supposed to mean anything. It's just like I just need more fingers to put
It's
jewels
not
on. No, but it's this like diamond ring that looks like, do you know Black Panther?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like claw marks,
Yeah.
like a panther claw, like these.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Like
I do.
three-
Blinders have one.
Let me get my spectacles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
3 little
I
like.
could just stare at what? Let me show this one. Wow. I love these two. I want one like that so much.
Yeah, that was
It's got
actually my
your initials
nan's,
on it.
and then my dad's, because the 3 generations we all have the same
Really?
initials. Yeah,
That's so cute. I love
yeah,
that.
kind of lucky.
The green one as well. This one's green. A bit dirty.
Yeah, so that's a bit about my jewels.
Yeah, very cool. So, Alex, how do we and people at home find you and LUNALINX?
So you can find me on Instagram at Luna Linx Jewellery, and you can check out my website, lunalinx.com. And yeah, just come hang out with me. Like, I just post random stuff on my Instagram. Like, I'm very open, and it's just more of like a community of mainly women, but there are quite a lot of men coming over now who are like gifting for people. But it's just like a fun place to hang out and talk jewellery things, talk life things, and see all the new goodies that I have.
Yeah. And shout out to Leslie. We both know Leslie as well.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Hi
Leslie.
Les.
But yeah, no, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
make sure you give a like, follow, and all the rest. And yeah, it's been amazing having you on.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun.